They made the playoffs. They won the division. They beat their hated arch rivals in a playoff game. So whatever happens on Sunday, their season is a success. For the Rams, that is not the case. The Rams need to win this game. The Rams were thinking Super Bowl thoughts before the season began, and they go into frigid Soldier Field Sunday night, I think, with a little bit of the weight of the world on their shoulders and a quarterback with bad fingers in the freezing cold.
They're talking 8 degrees at kickoff, a quarterback with a bad finger. You're hoping you get back Dotson. You're hoping you get back Ferguson. But this is not ideal for the L.A. Rams. But the fact is, they believe this team is built for a Super Bowl run and that they have the best on best can beat the Bears best on best. Truth of the matter is this. The Bears have won in miraculous fashion in unbelievable ways this season. The Rams have lost games in miraculous fashion in unbelievable ways this season. As good as the Bears wins have been, as bad as the Rams have been, something's got to give. Stafford, 37 years old, 8-degree weather with a bad finger. It is something to watch in this game.
There's one thing that can hold the Rams up, though, Green.
Which is?
And I think that's going to be special teams. Special teams has been terrible for the Rams all season long. And I want to show y'all a tape that I have and put together. 3 of their losses in the regular season came because of special teams.
They fired their special teams coordinator during the year.
Here's one of those games right here versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This is actually the second field goal that got blocked, but you're trying to win the ball game right here. Jordan Davis and also Jalen Carter did a great job getting inside. They seen something, got that block, and the big man went and scored. And then Thursday Night Football, you have a massive lead. You allow this punt return being returned for a touchdown, allowed the Seattle Seahawks to get back into this ball game, and then they won it in overtime, I believe. And then lastly, you have last week versus the Carolina Panthers. You get a punt block that could have cost you. Now, the Rams came back and won that ball game.
You're right.
But this also was a part of the comeback for Carolina in that ball game last week. They had another game versus the San Francisco 49ers where the field goal kicker missed a field goal and an extra point. So special teams could be pivotal in this game and could be a reason why the Rams lose it.
I'll raise you one secondary as well. I ain't got no stinking tape, Harry. I ain't got none of that stuff. But I tell you what, that secondary and the matchup is really this offensive line of the Bears is probably one of the best physicality that they have against his defensive line because the Rams have to protect that secondary because it's porous. And if you let Caleb Williams buy time and those off-schedule plays, that will expose that offensive line. But I ain't got no tape again.
Fortenbaugh is here. He doesn't need tape. He's got numbers about the best bets for the weekend and for the games. And a lot of people will look at a cold weather game and make certain assumptions. What are you thinking?
Wouldn't know what to do with tape even if you gave it to me.
Okay.
We power through. This total opened 51.5. Immediately got that down to 48.5 because of the weather. People think the cold weather is going to lead to an under. I think we're getting a discount. I think we play the over. Here's the number. Last 10 years, games in the playoffs, kickoff, freezing temperatures or lower, over is 18-9. Like, the numbers come through in these spots, and these are two defenses you can tear up. That Ram defense since week 13 has been problematic, 22nd or worse in scoring, efficiency, and EPA. On the other side, the Bears ranked 23rd in scoring defense despite the most takeaways in the NFL. When are you going to find a defense that gives up that many points with that many takeaways? I think we could.
The team that scored the most in the wild card round last week, the Los Angeles Rams. They score.
Yeah.
They came up a lot,
and you know what? Here's the equalizer, though. Look, if you're looking at the best of two bad alternatives and talking about their defenses, the Rams can rush the passer. That's the difference. Chicago cannot. That's why their secondary, look, they feast off of turnovers. Look, Al Harris coaches his rear end off. He gets those guys in positions. You want to talk about putting your players in positions to succeed. Those guys are a step ahead because of the coaching, because of the preparation. But the Rams have hunters up front. If you play from a deficit against them and they can kind of jump the snap count and kind of get a beat on your quarterback, I'll tell you what, Byron Young, Jared Verse, they're a problem. You don't want those guys coming after you late.
Can we get Harry to hold his hands up?
Because?
If you have Junior Whopper hands, this is what. Hold them hands up, Harry. If you got them Junior Whopper hands, ball security is job security. And
what do you have, 8 hands? What are they, 8?
That's why I stayed in that rice bucket, man. They small, but they're strong as hell.
He got grip strength.
And you're the only one with the Bears.
Harry, pinch the hell out of you.
Logo one. The thing the Bears. So I think what he's saying is the Bears can't do what they've done, which is fall behind.
I agree.
You can't come back against this team. Why do you like them to win on Sunday
I think they're going to start fast. It's Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, but also that run game. The run game of the Chicago Bears, they're third in the National Football League. I believe, the shifts, the motions, the eye candy versus this defense. I agree with you, Lou. They have hunters up front, but I think that balanced attack by Chicago is going to be able to minimize that pass rush.
I know you like the over, but which side, if you're playing the game, which side do you like?
I'd look to laying the 3.5 with the Rams. The Bears have 7 wins when they were trailing inside of the final 2 minutes this season. It's not sustainable. I like what they've done. If it's tight late, we're screwed here, but I would lay the 3.5.
But
I'm not sure if that was right for TV.
Oddly enough, we talk about the run game, but these two teams have very similar run games as far as the shifts, motions, and being able to capture the edges and the eye discipline that you have to have when you go against both of these run games, because the physicality gets you right in your face.
3 different assistants for the Rams are all interviewing for head coaching jobs. Many of those interviews are happening today. Not that it's a distraction. Something to note, Schillhouse, Shula, and Mike LaFleur are all talking with other teams as they're preparing for this game.
And also, the bad blood between Sean McVay and Ben Johnson. I say if the game is tied at the end, just steel cage match between the two head coaches. Let them figure it out.
That'd be a pretty good one right there.
They don't love each other.
Ben Johnson's sneaky. Took that shirt off in the locker room. A little sneaky.